So good morning, everyone. I just want to make this short video and live video here to introduce myself to all of you and also come over to some of the policy and some of the requirement with this class. Also help you to navigate the class structure here in order to help you to understand more about the class requirement and have a better preparation for all of you here. So the first thing I want to come over to the syllabus in that we have the sum of the policy in this class here. So if you come over to syllabus, you have the information about my name, my email, my office and campus location. Also, I have the online office hour. It's on every Tuesday and Thursday from the 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So any one of you, if you need any help from me, you can join my online office hour on every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And you can join the office hour by the Zoom link here. Whenever you want my help, you can join from my office hour on Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, so you also have some about information about the IB technical support, IB Tech online learning support, and disability support contacts. And also I have information about instructor supervisor. It's my supervisor. So for anything, if you want to escalate it, you can go to the information about my supervisor here. For this class, you have the required text and material. It is COP-TIA network, blood guide to network. However, you can find it on the my tab already. So you don't have to need for the textbook for this one. And for this class, you have some assignment required to work with the Cisco package tracer and the Wireshark. So in order to download and install the Cisco package tracers, I already send you the invitation to join the introduction to the package tracers on the Net Academy. So you can log into the Net Academy, log in the Net Academy here, and you can join by your name. Okay, so when you log in the Net Academy, you can see that you are invited into one of the class. It is a NETI 104 second 8 week spring 2022 here, right? So in order to download and install the package tracers, you go to the resources. You go to the package tracer resources here, and you go to the package tracer download page. You click on the package tracer download page, and when you scroll down, you see you have the sum of the option for the Windows, for the Ubuntu, and for the Mac OS. So it depends on your computer, right? So if you work with the Windows and 64-bit, you have to click on the 64-bit here, and you download it and install the packages on your computer. Remember, you need to download and install the Cisco package tracer in your computer because you have a lot of the assignment required to do with the package tracer here. The second thing is that you also work with Wireshark. Wireshark, it is a protocol analyzer. So when you click on the Wireshark, you have some version here. So if you work with the Windows version, again, you click on this one and download and install into your computer. Okay, and you have some of the course outline information here. That is some outline about this class. And this one is online, right? This one is online, this learning course here. Each week assignment are summarized on the calendar, except from the calendar in the IB Learn. And you see, if you want to check what is the due date for every assignment of the week, you can go to the calendar here, and you can check what is your assignment in the week here. Okay, and for the grade, all the grade will be maintained in the IB online grade book, and you can click on the grade here to see what is your grading here. And you have the due date and the deadline. You have the due date and deadline. Every assignment in this class will be set up with the due date, and you can check it on the calendar, or you can go to the module here. So when you go to the module, you scroll down for each of the module. You see for module 1, I already set the you see for each of the module, you only have to set the due date for each of the module here. The discussion, you have the live virtual machine, you have the chapter quiz here. And we have the makeup policies. So remember that any late assignment will be automatically assigned with a grade of 0. Right? So for anything that you have any challenge that you are not able to submit before the due date, before the deadline, you have to send me the email, and you have to seek pre-approval from me. Otherwise, I will set it to the 0 here. Right? And you have some information about non-attendant drops, and the deadline for the non-attendant drop it is March 30th here. So if you want to stay in this class, to make sure that you have to submit at least one assignment no later than March 30th here. And you also have information about the last day to withdraw. It is May 3rd. And remember, every time in this class, it will be the Eastern time here. Yeah, I know that some of you learn from the distance, and you have the different time zone here. So make sure that you have to set the time zone to the Eastern time for this one. You have to pay attention. This is every time it's set in the due date on this class here is the Eastern time zone. Right? And for this class, it's an online class, so you are not required. You are not required to go to the campus. Everything is in visa on internet here. You don't have to require to the campus. And the by policy is that for any query from you, I have to answer you within the 36 hours, including the weekends. But normally it's not takes that long. I have quite a lot of time, so normally it's not takes that long, up to the 36 hours here. Hello, Azuma. I can see you online here. You are mute. You are mute.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just come over to the information about the course syllabus to explain some about the policies for this class. And if you have any question, you can interrupt me anytime to raise your question. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that you used to be my student, right?
Yes. Yeah.
On which class?
I think is a NTC. I forget the class, but I was your
computer logic.
Yeah, computer logic. Yeah.
Okay.
Computer logic.
Okay, so yes, and we have some information about assignment and grading here. So basically, how is the graded work? You have the discussion, you have the 10% for discussion, you have the lab and the lab simulation, you have the 30%, you have hands-on assignment, you have 30%, chapter quizzes, you have a 15%, and you have the final exam, you have the 15% here.
Okay.
And how graded work. So basically, that's all about the course policy in the syllabus. And if you have any question, just let me know.
Okay.
Okay, so now I just go to the module. That's everything you have to navigate before you work with the assignment here. So when you scroll down on this class, it breaks it down. It breaks it down in the 8 module. You have module 1, module 2, and so on until the module 8, because it breaks it down in the 8 switch here. So when we go to for each of the module, you go to each of modules. The first thing I strongly recommend you that you have to click on the learning activity here. So in the learning activity that you have is the first thing you have to read, right? You have to read the book. So for the module 1, part 1, and read the chapter 1 here. And so I strongly recommend you to watch the recording video. This is the video I recorded from my previous class, my Learn Anywhere class, but it's very, very helpful if you want to understand more about the material of this class here. Right? So the first thing that I strongly recommend you to read about the book. Right? So if you want to read the book, you have the multiple way to do that. The first thing that you can go to the start here to access the Cengage MyTab for the NETI 104. Right, so when you click on this one, it links it to the MyTab. Yes, so again, it break it down into multiple chapter here, right? So if you for the module 1, it requires you to read for the chapter 1, right? So we see you have the learn it here. Learn it, that is everything you supposed to read before you work with the assignment here. Okay. That's the first thing you are able to do with the reading assignment. Right? As the other way that you can scroll it down, you can scroll it down here, and you have a link here. You have a link to read chapter 1, Introduction to the Networking. So you can do it again. So it's also when you click on this, it links it to the chapter 1 in the MyTab here. Okay, it's the same. Now the other thing that I want to highlight that this one is a link to the MyTab, and more of the you have many assignments. You have to work with the virtual machines in the MyTab. So for anything that come up, you have it. For anything you have the problem with the accessing to the MyTab, or you are not able to access to the assignment, you should go to the Cengage MyTab technical support here. So in this case, you are not able to access or anything wrong with the assignment and any technical problem, you should escalate to the Cengage MyTab technical support here. So when you click on this link, again, it have the form for you to fill in your information. You have the name, the last name, and the email, and leave the phone number, and you have to explain what is your problem here, and you escalate it to the Cengage. And I strongly recommend you that whenever you escalate it to the Cengage, you should include my email here also. So it's very easy for me to keep track what's going on with this class here. Okay, so
yeah,
now come back to module again.
I have one question.
Yes.
If I have a problem to log in the Cisco.
Yes.
Yeah, I can use the technical support.
No, the Cisco the Cisco is different class. It's not the same with the Cengage here.
Oh, okay.
So I believe that when I involve you into the Cisco class, I send the invitation email. You can check it again. You can check it email sent from the Net Academy.
Yeah, but here I think we need to download the Cisco.
Yes.
app. Yeah.
You have to download and install the Cisco package chaser. I already instruct you how to download and install it on this video. I will upload it after this meeting. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Before you joining this meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's fine.
Okay, so now I come back to the module here. Remember, it break it down into the 8 module. Module 1 for the first one, and for each module, again, it break it down in 2 parts. The part number 1 and the part number 2 here. And remember, for every assignment, I reset the due date for this one here. Now, come over to for each module. Again, you see when you click on the learning activity, the first thing you have to suppose you have to read about the chapter. The second one, I strongly recommend you to watch a recording video here. It's very helpful if you want to understand more about this class here. Now, so when you've done everything with the reading and watch a recording video, the next thing is that you have some assignment here, right? So the first thing is the discussion. Right? So remember, when you click on the discussion, the one thing you have to remember about discussion here, for every discussion in this class, you have the 2 due dates. Remember that, you see, you have the 2 due date here. So the initial port, you have the date for the due date for the initial port here. Right? So after you initial port, you will suppose that you have to reply at least 2 other students. and you have another due date. It is for this one is Tuesday, March 29 here. Right? So please pay attention for every discussion. Remember that you have two due dates. You have two due dates, and in the canvas, I'm only able to set for the due date for the first due date only. That's why I set it here the 27 March. But remember, every due date you have every discussion you have two due dates. So you want to get the maximum point for this one, you make sure that you have to stick to the two due date here, the initial poll and the two at least reply to at least two other students here. Okay, that's the first thing about the discussion. The second assignment, the second type assignment for this class, you work with the virtual machine in the MyTab. Right? So for this one, you see you have the live virtual machine. You have the live virtual machine here. That is the link you link to the MyTab here. So suppose that you work with this one here. When you click on the live virtual machine, you have the link. You link it to the MyTab. Right? Okay, now we start assignment now. It linked to the virtual machine in the MyTab. Okay. Okay, so now you see you have a lot of the instruction on this one here, right? Just scroll down, you read about the instruction, scroll it down. Now to begin, click next here. Right? It's next here. So you see, you just follow on the left here, everything about the instruction on the left. Right? You just scroll down to read everything information. It's supposed that you take about the 30 minutes for this one. Right? Okay, now that is the first. That's the first lab. So it only help you how to navigate about the simulation lab in the MyTab here. So you have the lab toolbar, right? You have the first thing I just want to highlight to you. That's the first thing here. You can set up, right? You can setting and customization. You can change the email, or you can change the time zone here, right? And you can set it up for the auto login here. That also you have some of the option. You can change it. You can change the font size here to extra small or default. Some of the things you are able to do it with the customization here. Now, this is the one I strongly recommend you. For the first time you work with the simulation in the MyTab here, you click on the Access Help and Support here. So when you click on the Help and Support here, you see you have the sum of the video. It instructs you how to work with the simulation in the MyTab here. So we have the quick start video, you have a personal setting, you have user interface, and you have device management here. So again, I strongly recommend you watch this video to help you how to navigate and how to work with the simulation here. So think about this one, right? If you work with a quick start video here, you click on this one.
Hey everyone, it's Matt from Practice Labs. I'm going to give you a brief walkthrough and introduction to the Practice Labs platform using one of our most popular titles, CompTIA A+ 220102.
You may have accessed the Practice Labs platform by clicking a link in your education provider or organisation's website, via a learning management system or LMS, or perhaps you logged in directly using your username and password. The first thing you'll see when you land on the Practice Labs homepage will be your list of available Practice Lab titles on the left. This may include some of our major vendors such as Cisco, CompTIA, Microsoft, or VMware. The list of titles you see may differ from what I'm showing here. If we now take a look at the options that are available to us across the top, the next one will be the Exercise tab, where the content for the module will be displayed once we've selected our lab title. The next tab will be Exam Prep, which you may or may not see depending on if you have any Exam Prep titles assigned to your account. Next is the Additional Features tab, where you can view your Exam Prep and lab reports. Then it's the Settings and Customization tab, where you can view and configure settings for your Practice Lab environment. And lastly is the Help and Support tab, where you can view useful documentation, user guides, support videos, and get details on how to contact our support team. Now let's jump into this CompTIA A+ Core 2 lab title. When you click through into the lab, you'll see a brief introduction and a list of available modules. When you select Module 1, Operating System Types and Features, you'll be presented with a list of exercises contained within this module. Why don't we click on the Start button to dive into this lab? This takes us to the Exercise tab that I mentioned earlier, where we can see the content.
Okay, so whenever you click on the link to the simulation, that is a platform you can see, right? You have on the left everything about the instruction. In the middle here about the toolbar, you see how many devices you have and what's the status of the device. Some of them is off here, some of them on, and some of them busy. Right? And on the left here, on the right here, it is everything about the device. So it depends on which device you are working on.
Then you'll be working through to complete the module. To move through the exercises, use the Next and Previous buttons located at the bottom left of the content panel. Before you get into the exercises, you'll be presented with the lab topology diagram that shows you what you'll have access to during the lab. As it says in the content, you may or may not use all of the devices. We can then continue through the exercises using the lab devices we have at our disposal to carry out the tasks requested. Once finished, use the Done button to mark the module as complete. Whilst waiting for PLAB DC01 to power on, we can see there are a couple of switches on each of the other devices. Power on and refresh. I'm now going to go ahead and power on the Linux CentOS device to give you an idea of a multiple device lab with different operating systems. Located at the bottom of the lab toolbar is the lab session timer, as well as 3 other buttons: power on all devices, reset all devices, and log out. Now that the domain controller device has powered on, there are a few new switches that have appeared: power off, reboot, reset, and suspend. At the top of the lab toolbar are 2 buttons: toggle content and fit device to window. We can now look at the devices themselves in more detail and explore the features they offer. Starting with the device toolbar, we have the option to toggle auto login, switch to console mode, reconnect to the device, show some information, or hide the device from view. These options may differ though, depending on the device and lab type you're using. Inside of the device is a menu that provides access to a virtual keyboard, which is especially useful for touchscreen devices, an information panel that provides details of your connection, the ability to send a Control-Alt-Delete command, which is helpful when trying to unlock a device, and we can enable a right-click within the lab when using devices without this functionality, such as mobile phones or tablets. And that brings us to the end of this quick overview. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Okay, so that's the first video. Now come back to this one. So that you have the 3 window here, right? On the left, everything about the instruction, help you how to work with the the lab here, right? So you have the information about the lab orientation here. That is the one about the instruction here. Right? Remember that you have some option to customize about the email, about the time zone, and the font size here. Now come back to instruction here. That is on left window. Right? On the middle window here, everything about the toolbar. To see that for this lab you have the 2 computer here, right? So now, the first one is the busy state, and the second one is the power off here. Right? And on the left, on the right, everything about the device you are working on. Right? So now you have the content pane. You have on the left here, you have the lab toolbar in the middle here, and you have device pane on the right here. You click on this one. Yeah. Now you next here. You next. All right. So we see for this lab, it's very simple topology. You only have the 2 computers connect together here. You have the 2 computers. That's why you see you have 2 computers here. All right. So lab 1 is a Microsoft Windows Server 2016. Same as the number 2. Now next. Now getting started. In learning outcome, the device here. You have the 2 computers here, and you have the 2 computers. The first one is the IP address for this one, and the second one is the IP address for this one here for the second one. And for this one, you see the number 1 will power on automatically. So actually, this now is already power on here. I don't know why it's busy here. So sometimes it's busy. You can you can reset the device here, or you can reboot it on. Let me see something wrong with this one. And let me close all of them. Let me come back with this one. Now, let me go back to this one here. Yes, start again. Okay, so see that right now it is a power. Number one is a power on. It's busy here and the power on here, and because it's automatically power on. Okay, you see it will power on automatically. Now it's on here. It's on. You see that you have the right now. You see you are working with the computer number one here. That is a interface power of the computer number one. The number two, power off. You see that's why you have the power off was for now. Now use the task number one. You use the interface. You watch the getting started video. I will show it to you. This one I will show it to you here, and you have the two pane for this one. On the left you have the content pane. In the middle you have the toolbar pane here, and on the right you have the device pane. And right now we are working with the computer number one here. Okay, now you can toggle this one. Right, so if you want to have the bigger window, you can toggle this one, and if you want to go back to instruction, you click it again, you go back to the instruction here. Now it's already automatic on, right? Power on here in the lab toolbar, and this one is you work with the computer number one here. Now you have the option here also. This option here, if you click on this one, it will fit to the window here, the window, right? And if you want to expand it, you can click on this one. And when you click on this one, remember that you have to option for scroll down the screen here. And if you want to fit it into your window, you click it again. It will fit it into your window here. Okay, also you have the option for the personal setting. You can change some information by personal setting, and anytime if you want to come back to instruction, you click on this one here. Okay, so that's everything about the personal setting for this one. Now, that is when you work with the simulation here, you have the sum of the question. You are supposed to answer it, right? Have you watched? Yes, right? And you remember that anytime you have to submit it, right? Are you able to resize your screen? Yes, I can, right? Resize here, resize here. Yes, I am able to do it, right? Are you able to power on device? Right? So think about if I want to power on the number two, right? You click on the power on here to see. Now it's go with the power on process. Okay, so now you see you are right now working on the PC number two, and you can see it here. You can see it here right now. You are working on number two here. Can you change our personal setting? Yes, of course, I can change it to anything. So now I change it to the Eastern time here. I can do it. Now, then, you have any question?
No yet.
Okay. So now we're managing the device, right? So we have the managing device here. Now power on number 2 already, right? I power on number 2 already here. And power on and power off, right? So if you want to power off, use the power off here. You go power off. Now this one power off. And you have to wait for a while. I think this power off here. Yes, so number 1 already off. And number 2 off, right? And also, you see, if you look on the toolbar here, you have some option. You see on this one here. This one is a power on for all. Right? When you click on this one, it's that you see you have power on for all device. So if you have many devices here, and if you want to power all of them at one time, you can click on this one. And this one is if you want to reset all of the device, you can click on this one here. Right? So right now, if I want to power all 2 computers here, I click on this one. So most of the time they are power on here. Okay, so right now, both of them power on, right? If I want to work with the computer number 1, make sure that you have to click on the computer number 1 and see, I have the computer number 1 here. And also you have the information about the, computer information here. When you click on this one, you have that is a computer name, operating system, username here, and the password. And the password. So sometimes if you are logged out, make sure that you have to enter the password. Is the password here. Both of them. Right? So if you want to, again, if you want to work with the computer number 2, make sure that you have to click on this one. It change to the computer number 2 here. Okay, and you also have the sum of option here. You fix view style, that means you cannot scroll it. You are not able to scroll it. But if you want to scroll it, you click on this one. You can scroll between the 2 devices here. Device number 1 and device number 2. It totally is up to you which one you want. Okay.
Okay.
And useful feature is auto login. So if you click on this one, it means the server auto login. So whenever you go to the lab, it will automatically log in here. Okay. Now that's a feature. It's very useful in the case that you work with you have a lot of instruction on the lab, and you want to copy some of the command on the lab, and you want to paste it in the computer on the right here. This function is very useful here. Right? So when you click on this one here, you have the control and then. That means when you want to lock the screen here, you have clipboard here, and you have keyboard. Keyboard here is very helpful in the case you work with a touch screen here. And the clipboard is everything about you want to copy the text from the left. Say if you have instruction, you have many command, and you don't want to manually enter the command by one, so we can copy it and you paste it on the right here. So you see for this one here, right? Here's for example, I want to copy the text here on the left. I right click it, copy it, and make sure that you go to the clipboard here. You go to the clipboard, and on the text here, you right click on, paste it here. So when you click on paste it here, make sure you have to click on the send to remote. That means send it to the PC number 1 here. Send to remote here. So now suppose that I already send it to the send it to the remote, right? So now if I want to paste it something here, I just go to the notepad here. I want to send it here, right? So now I just right click it and paste it, right? So see, I can copy it from the left and paste it on the right. Right? Basically, you see, if you Control C here and you paste it here, you cannot do it by the virtual machine, but you have a long way to do. You have to go to the clipboard, you paste it here, send to remote, and paste it on the remote here. And of course, you can decide to have the bigger screen. It's up to you. Okay, send to remote. Now checkpoint. I will to connect the device. Yes. Can you ship it between the two devices? Yes, I can. Number 1, number 2, I can do it. Requirement, yeah, requirement here. You have the system requirement. Okay, now the last thing, right, after you've done with everything, the start here, you are able to locate and log out the button here. And now one more thing, you remember that, right? So basically, you are allowed for the 60 minutes, right? You are allowed for the 60 minutes here. So if you spend you think about, you only have the 1 or 2 minutes left, right? So if you have 1 or 2 minutes left and you want to extend your time, you have to click on the auto logout time here. Right? So see, whenever you click on that, you have 60 more minutes to work on that. Remember, remember every time if you are run out of time, you click on auto logout here. Otherwise, you in the logout and you lost everything you've done so far. Right? So if you are run out of time, you only have 1 or 2 minutes left. Remember, you have to click on this one. Okay. So now, if you've done everything, with this one, you can click on the logout here. Checkpoint. Yes. Yes. Submit it. What happened to the logout? When you log out here, when you log out, click on the logout button here, you lost everything. So make sure that you have to undone everything and you have to submit everything before you log out. All right. Okay, so number 2 says they go to the number 2, and if you go to the notepad, you paste it here. Click on this one. And more full name. Screenshot. Yes, you see. Now, so we've done everything. We submit the report here. Yes. Okay, so we see when we've done everything, it's logged out, right? And you logged everything. So make sure that you have answered all of the questions and give your other answer for all the questions before you submit here. So now come back to the module. I have some type of the assignment here. The first thing I remind you that about the discussion. Remember, for every discussion, you have the 2 due date. Right? The second type of the assignment is a live virtual machine here. For any live virtual machine, you can link it to the MyTab and it link to the virtual machine, and you have to work on the virtual machine here. That is the second time, right? And you have the third one. You have the quiz here. You have to check the quiz also. For every quiz also, it link it to the MyTab. It link it to MyTab and you click on the quiz. Again, it link it to the MyTab, and it's supposed to give the answer for all the quiz here in the MyTab. So far, you know about the discussion, you know about the live virtual machines, you know about the quiz, chapter quiz here, right? And I think the first one here is the last one, and the first one is you have something about, let me show you here. You have something about here, hands-on project. Sorry, you have something about the capstone project and hands-on project here. So whenever you see something about capstone project, so I think for this example here, right? You see you have the capstone project 2.2 here. So when you see you have the capstone project 2.2, that means you are supposed that you have to go to the book. Right? You have to go to the book here. Let me open the other one here. You have to go to the book. Remember, if you want to go to the book, you click on the start here to access the Cengage My tab here. You go to the book. Now you access to the Cengage My tab. And you remember this one, you work with the capstone project 2.2, right? So when you go to the tab, you know that 2.2 is under the chapter 2 here, right? And you go to the learn, you click on the chapter 2 here, right? And you go to, now you have to click on this one. I remember that. Let me show you again. Let me show you again. I click on. Now you go to the book. Now, so when you go to the book, for this one, you work with the capstone project 2.2. So we have to know that 2.2 is under chapter 2, right? You click on chapter 2, you click on learn it and read the chapter 2. So see in the chapter 2, you have everything about the list of the thing you have to supposed to do with the chapter 2. And when you scroll down, you have the hands-on projects and capstone project here. So see this one's a capstone project. So you have to go to the capstone project here. And this one is a capstone project 2.2. So that's why the first one is the 2.1. You don't do with this one. You have scroll down. You have scroll down, and you go to the capstone project 2.2 here. That is to help you instruct you how to install and use the package tracer for this one here. So that is about the capstone project, and you have one more type of the assignment. The last one is a hands-on project. So see in the case of hands-on project here, where is the hands-on project? This one's a capstone, right? This one's capstone. Yeah, hands-on project here. So in the hands-on project, you have the hands-on project 2.4, right? So again, you know that this one is under the chapter 2, and you go to the hands-on project here. Hands-on project, you have the 2.4, right? You have the 2.4, not 1, not 2. Not 3. Here's a 4, and you have to follow the instruction in the project hands-on project 2.4 and install and use the Wireshark here. Okay, so and one more thing about the My tab. You see that when you click on the My tab here, when you click on the My tab and you go to each of the chapter here, you have a lot of assignment in the My tab. But remember, not all of them are graded. Not all of them. You are not supposed to do everything in the My tab here. So in order to work with the assignment, remember that you go to the module, and everything in the module as an assignment you are supposed to do it. You are required to do it. Not only in the My tab. So think about in the module 1 here, you are supposed to do the discussion and live virtual machines, this one, live virtual machines for this one, and quiz here for the part number 1. And part number 2, you're supposed to do with the simulation here, live virtual machine, hands-on projects, and quiz here. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's all for instruction for this class here. And again, remember that again, I just want to highlight again in the syllabus here. I have the online office hour on every Tuesday and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. So if anything come up with your, and if you have any query, or if you need any help from me, you can join my office hour. You can click on the Zoom meeting here and you can join my office hour. Also, if for anything that if you need any help from me, you can send me the email also. You don't have to wait until the office hour here. Okay, so any question?
No, not yet.
Okay, so I will upload the recording video here on the announcement, and I will upload it into the this one. I will upload in the introductory live meeting here. So if you want to watch it again, if you want to clarify about the requirement of this class, you can watch it again. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. I see Ryan here. Ryan, do you have any question?
No, I don't. Thank you, though. I'm sorry I was a little late, but
No, it's
everything
okay.
made
You don't have to
sense.
sorry. This is optional. You don't have to sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I uploaded on the announcement and in the introductory live meeting here. And if you want to watch it again, you are able to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Welcome, guys. Bye. Good luck.